The other day I was scrolling on Twitter and came in contact with this tweet from Luke Alexander. He screenshotted this guy who practically didn't want it to go out and figure out himself how to make money online and was just lazy. With a caption, "If you are like this, you are never gonna make it." I mean, this generally made me think, because there are people out there who are go-getters, go out their way and figure stuff out, and there are just people who practically are just lazy. So everyone wants you to be an A player. Someone tells you what to do, or a mentor, or someone who pays you, you go out from your way, you use common sense, you use Google, you use YouTube, you use ChatGPT to figure out the answer to the problem, execute on it relentlessly, and then come back with results. So let me tell you another story about a guy called Marcel who was working at our team like 3 months ago. I said to him, "Hey, I'm currently thinking about hiring an appointment setter. I have this form, if you could fill it out, that would be cool." So yeah, he was like, "Oh cool, thank you." 2 days later he comes back and he messaged me, "Hey, I booked you an appointment." The guy literally just went out from his way, got us an appointment and come back, "Hey, I booked you an appointment." We hired him at that point, like, yes, this is the type of A players we are actually searching for. Bam. And it was one of the best decisions to do. He was a really fun guy to work with. This genuinely made me so curious, mostly after reading that tweet. Why is it that some people can go out of their way, do stuff, execute, solve countless problems? I genuinely wanted to know what causes people to be like that. Honestly, because first of all, I wanted to understand what makes up an A player. I wanted to teach this to people. And the third selfish reason is like, I just wanted to be more like an A player. Okay, so after some research and after thinking about it a lot, I came to the number one thing that causes someone to be lazy. People prefer to outsource thinking. People run from pain. People prefer to not come up with creative solutions to problem because that creates a lot of friction, and people don't like friction, or they don't like the pain. They like something to be instant and to their problem to instantly be solved. Why come up with 10 video ideas when you can just ask ChatGPT to come up with 10 video ideas? The less people think for themselves, the less they will think for themselves. So practically it's this whole vicious cycle that just goes down, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And now combine this with low self-reliance, low motivation, a fucked up diet, and you practically got someone who is nearly impossible for him to achieve anything that requires any serious thinking or any serious work. So what's the solution, you can ask? Let me tell you. So we have to use a mental model from Charlie Munger called inversion. Basically, I came up with the problems of what someone who is mentally lazy and not able to think for themselves think, and we just have to inverse it and expand on it. So first one, become a solver. Become someone who intentionally takes on challenges and has a growth mindset. You can have a growth mindset when it comes to gym. Oh yeah, it's obvious. If I work out, I will get in good shape. But maybe you don't have a growth mindset when it comes to changing your personality, changing your beliefs. Do you believe you can change your identity? Do you believe you can change your current beliefs? Maybe you don't. And you know, it's also like not binary. It's not like you either have a growth mindset or you don't have a growth mindset. It's like how much you have a growth mindset. So someone who has a growth mindset are practically able to view challenges as learning opportunities and not just look at stuff as like, oh, too hard, let me ask how to do this, but rather like, let me figure it out on my own. So they practically view every challenge, every adversity as like an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to learn and build their character. I've written down this really nice mental model I came up with, which is like, the obstacle is the way. View challenges as a learning opportunity and be okay with the friction of unknowing. When you are in your mental comfort zone, you want others to tell you the solution. You ask Google, talk with ChatGPT, and ask mentors. Once you break out from this zone, you enter into the cloud of unknowing. This place contains a lot of uncertainty. You're trying to figure out, going into different directions to see what sticks, and it just feels pointless. After it, you enter into the resistance zone. Here is the resistance the strongest. However, it's a clear sign that you are close to the breakthrough. If you don't give up, here you will arrive at the solution to your problem. I mean, this is just a mental model, but honestly, this mental model here helped me a lot to practically solve hard problems. I'm now talking about not like, oh, where I find your YouTube videos, or like, oh, what should I do? But you know, generally solving hard problems that actually requires maybe someone's advice. Second point, become self-reliant. Self-reliance is your ability to know that no matter what, you will figure it out. It doesn't matter what adversity comes up, you know that you will able to find a solution to that thing. And honestly, there are no cheat codes, there are no hacks here to how to become self-reliant. There is only one way to practically build self-reliance, and it is to constantly put yourself in challenging situations and then figure it out. There is this beautiful saying which says a calm sea never made an experienced sailor, which practically talks about the idea that if you never challenge yourself, you will never able to build self-reliance, you will never able to build experience, confidence in yourself. In order to figure stuff out in the future, you practically have to put yourself in challenging situations. Currently I'm actually in Malaysia, and when I was in my home country, I thought about traveling to Southeast Asia for so long, and now I was just like, fuck it, let's go. I was just like, what's the worst thing that can possibly happen? And I'm like, oh wait, I won't die. So then I was like, oh yeah, then fuck it, let's do it. Third thing, desire is a process. Maybe currently you are like, oh yeah man, I want to achieve this goal, but I'm not yet that motivated to put in countless 12 hours days for years. You have to understand that desire is a process. None of us were born with a desire to become a YouTuber, a desire to own nice cars. We only had a desire for food, mating, and basic stuff like that. So all the desires that you currently have has been processed, has been built up. So how do you build up desire then? Practically, you just have to choose something that you are kinda interested in. Let's say it's content creation. Let's say starting a business. And now you just go after that thing day after day, and you have to explain it to yourself why you want to do this. And kinda you have to convince yourself that, oh, this is actually something I want to do. And when you go after that one thing day after day after day after day after, you actually become more obsessed with that thing. Which is mind-blowing, I know. So the main thing is just to go after that goal consistently, and you will become more consistent, more motivated, and more obsessed with the thing. Fourth one is actually an interesting one, and it's insecurity. Most entrepreneurs I actually know have a deep sense of insecurity. Look at someone like Alex Hormozy. He talks a lot about this idea. And because of it, they practically want to overcompensate in way, achieve big goals, and just go after stuff that is kinda unreasonable for the normal person to do it. Why put yourself through so much pain when your life is good, when there is not a so big goal that you are chasing, and there is not a sense of insecurity that makes you question if you're good enough to reach it, and you have to prove it to yourself by every single day going after that goal. I think a lot of people can relate to this, and maybe I will make a video about it in the future. But as I said, when it comes to trauma or insecurity, I think every person in the entrepreneurial space has their fair share of it, and in some sense it's actually made them who they are at the moment. Fifth one, speed of execution. Alex Hormozy talks about it. He tells a story of when he says a book to read to a 6, a 7, and an 8-figure entrepreneur. The 8-figure entrepreneur sends it back the next day with action items, what they took away from it, and also what they plan to implement in their business. The 7-figure sends it over a few days later, and the 6-figure haven't even starts to read it after 1 week passes by. This one hit me really deep, because I can relate to this so much. I was searching for what is urgency, and I think he explained it so well here. It's urgency is practically the time it takes from you to decide, oh, I need food for today, and you actually getting the food. You deciding, oh, we need this software for the business, and you getting that software. If you decide, oh, I need that software, and then 10 minutes later you are already purchasing the software, that's pretty fast. If you decide to get a new software and you have to wait 2 weeks to buy it, guess what? Because of the compounding effect, someone will run laps around you. If you decide that starting a YouTube channel is a good idea, and then you wait 2 months to upload your first video, and then 2 extra months to upload the next video, that means you don't have speed of execution. And lastly, biology skills. This is something from Flow Research Collective. Basically, they talked about the idea that it's not personality what skills, it's biology. If you optimize your brain and your body in a way that it's clear what you have to work on, your body functions perfectly and you are sharp. And if you treat your body and your mind as an executive athlete, then you will be on a pretty good trajectory to making a successful business and achieving what you want much easier. And to work with A players, to become an A player, and to achieve what you want much easier. Also, if you're a business owner and you always wanted to get into YouTube and content creation, but you just never had time for it, and you found yourself procrastinating on it, you found yourself being overwhelmed with it, then I have good news for you, because I just launched my free school group where we artistically package your impactful ideas. Because the biggest problem with YouTube right now is that every business owner who gets into content creates the same type of content. And I want to teach you how to actually stand out from all the competition and create something cool. I just talked with one guy who, after just one call, he practically 20x'd his views. It's free, you should just join. Here is the link for it. And yeah, see you inside. Bye. Bye.